Hi, and welcome to Thought Arouser. In this episode, we're going to talk about how Jesus did it being discipleship. And we're thinking about the need to model and to teach and to model, both of them together at the same time. We are discussing two great resources, 7 Laws of the Learner by Bruce Wilkinson and 7 Laws of the Teacher by Hendricks. I'm going to summarize both of them so that when we discuss them, we'll at least have these footings underneath us. 7 Laws of the Learner, it's a foundational book for teachers and trainers and communicators. And the crux of what he brings across is that it's the teacher's primary responsibility to ensure that the students actually learn, not just cover the material. There are 7 core principles, each designed to help teachers maximize their effectiveness. Let me briefly summarize them for you. The first is the law of the learner, which says that the teacher is responsible for causing students to learn. If students aren't learning, the teacher must adapt methods until they do, and you measure success by student learning, not by content delivery. The second is the law of expectation, which states that teachers' expectations of their students greatly influence a student's performance. High expectations, communicated clearly, can inspire learners to learn more, to achieve more. Law of expectation. The law of application, if you haven't applied it, you haven't learned it. Learning is incomplete without application, and we have to balance content, what the material means, with application, how to live it out. And this is where modeling sometimes enter in. We need to ensure that students know how to use what they learn. The law of retention states that for learning to be effective, it must be retained. Teachers use repetition, review, varied methods to help students remember and internalize lessons. This goes along with something that I communicate in cognitive-based information design, which talks about the recall. And that is that frequent review moves material, knowledge, from short-term memory into long-term memory where it can be easily recalled. The law of retention discusses this. The law of need, students learn best when they see the relevance and the necessity of the material. Teachers are the ones who create the needs and interests of learners in how they set things up, how they describe. That's subtle. It feels sneaky when you're first doing it, but it's a great need to connect the lessons to real needs and interests of the learners. The law of equipping, number 6, teachers must equip students with the tools, skills, and confidence to continue that learning and applying knowledge independently. The law of equipping. There are some verses in Ephesians about equipping. And as we're working with people, that's important for us to recall. And the last one, number 7, teaching should aim for transformation, not just information. The ultimate goal is life change and spiritual renewal, not just intellectual growth. That's the 7 laws of the learner. Hendricks soon after introduced 7 laws of the teacher. He was a master teacher. His first one is the law of the teacher. If you stop growing today, you stop teaching tomorrow. Teachers must be lifelong learners. We're never done. The law of education. The way people learn determines how you teach. Know your students and adapt your methods. The way people learn determines how you teach. The law of activity. Maximum learning is the result of maximum involvement. He taught to engage your students actively. The law of communication. To truly impart information, to build bridges, communication is more than just talking. We know that. How to is sometimes where we get hung up. The law of the heart. Teaching that impacts is not head to head, but heart to heart. Who you are matters more than what you say. The law of encouragement. Teaching is most effective when the learner is properly motivated, and it's the teacher's responsibility to encourage and inspire. Lastly, the law of readiness. The process is most effective when both the teacher and the student are prepared. and preparation is the key. In our small group session, we talk about how we do this in small groups, one-to-one, and where we are teaching in a large group setting. How do we go about incorporating these things, even in simple, fundamental ways, to make sure that we are communicating, teaching, influencing, equipping? Maybe we'll see you. There's a link below to help you understand what Vibrance community is. We'll talk soon.